Factors affecting the flora and fauna of Mitcham Common through the ages. From prehistory to 1984, as summarized in the report, The Ecology of Mitcham Common. Prehistory. Vegetation, probably light oak wood overlying poor acid soil. Middle Ages. Used as common land to graze animals and to cut timber and turf for fuel. Vegetation degenerated to a grass heath. Only prickly shrubs survive grazing. Industrial Revolution. Common usage declined considerably. Gravel extracted for road building in increasing quantities. Scrub encroachment when grazing stopped. Elsewhere, natural vegetation destroyed by gravel extraction, but valuable ponds and wetlands produced, which enriched and diversified the wildlife of the area. 1855 to 1858. The Wimbledon to Croydon and London to Brighton railways were constructed. A further line was rejected following a public outcry. The common was cut into 4 pieces, destroying its unity. Wildlife survives better in large areas. Small areas become impoverished biologically and are also liable to more human abuse. 1891. The law that protected the common came into force, the Metropolitan Commons, Mitcham Supplementary Act, 1891. The Board of Conservators invested with powers to administer the common. They are obliged to preserve turf, shrubs, trees and the grass thereon, and are expressly forbidden to vary or alter the natural features or aspect of the commons. July 1891. An 18-hole golf course commissioned to extend over the greater part of the common. Maintained greens produced characteristic acid grassland, and the roughs too are nature reserves for acid grassland plants. Levelling filled in many wet places, but drainage produced protected areas in ditches. 1924. Rights of the golf club expired, and the course reverted to the Board of Conservators. The golf course was reduced in size, and the area north of the Croydon Road reverted to natural vegetation. Wartime expediency. The gun site built south of Mitcham Junction railway station. Large areas north of the Croydon Road ploughed to grow food. Complete destruction of possibly 1/3 of all the natural vegetation outside the golf course. Slow regeneration began after the war, but these areas were not attractive for many years, which probably encouraged later tipping programs. 1949 to 1957. Domestic refuse tipped over large areas, stopped only as a result of public outcry funneled by Mitcham Common Preservation Society. Complete destruction of large areas of natural vegetation, including an outstanding area of wetland under Mill Hill. Changed drainage patterns robbed the Seven Island Pond of the stream that used to feed it. Colonized by wasteland weeds for many years, but now slowly regenerating a heathland flora. A bird sanctuary was set aside between the Croydon Road and the Seven Islands Pond, 1953. Myxomatosis killed practically all the rabbits in Britain. Rabbits and grazing previously kept the common open. Without either of them, scrub encroachment increased steadily and continues to this day. 1964. Gun site reinstated, grassed and planted with alien trees but natural regeneration proceeding well. 1968. Mill Hill domestic rubbish tip capped with 10 feet of subsoil clay and contoured. Destroyed all chances of recolonization with natural oak, birch, heath vegetation, which only flourishes on well-drained acid soils. Supports uninteresting grassland. Early 1970s. Gas pipeline laid through the bird sanctuary. Fragmented parts too small now to be of any value. 1974. Practical management of the common taken over by Merton Council Parks Department. Greatly increased mowing program, deprived seed-eating birds of winter food and reduced nesting sites. 1978 to 1984. Landscaping by tipping thousands of assorted rubble and earth. Natural vegetation destroyed never to return, putting greater pressure on more interesting areas. Hills too dry for most plants. Colonizers for some of the alien soils tipped, e.g. chalk, not to be found locally. 1984. Public outcry over plans to extend landscaping to further areas of the common. Holt's scheme. Possibly areas of permanent impoverishment.